Ciao! I'm reporting from Pitti in Florence. Um, I'm in my lovely hotel room, reporting from the hotel. A lot of you were commenting on the last stream. That was my fault. I forgot to mention that we're in the Rolls Royce for London and Paris only. So Pitti and Milan, I'll be doing on the go with my fancy new gimbal that moves as I talk. So sorry if the screen goes everywhere. I'm getting to the new technology. I'm reporting on, or reviewing, I should say, Aldo Maria Camillo, who is Pitti Imagine's special event this season. It's particularly exciting because it's his debut show. So the first time he's ever shown his new brand, which is super duper exciting. He previously worked for Cerruti and Zegna and Valentino, so we kind of already get a feel of what the aesthetic's going to be a little bit. And with that in mind, you're thinking Pitti's kind of a perfect place to debut. Lots of tailoring, lots of silhouette importance. So that's kind of a perfect harmony. And also the fact that he was born and raised in Italy. He mentioned in the preview this morning that this collection is all about kind of memories and what's true to him. And you can imagine if you've been at a massive fashion house, kind of following their rules and regulations, it's really nice to be able to kind of spread your wings a little bit and do as you wish and let your flag fly, so to speak. So I think he was really looking forward, like looking into himself and what does he do well, and what can he present, what does he want to show. So really important that he was here in Italy because this is his homeland. So kind of full circle, really. It was really that's really nice. So he was, as I said, we had a preview this morning, and he was saying that this isn't about marketing or sales. This is about creating memories, creating kind of iconic pieces that can stay in your wardrobe and will last. And he was saying kind of slyly, if I wanted to do a collection on sales, I would have just done sportswear, done trainers, done t-shirts, done hoodies, and everyone knows that does well. So this was very much a step away from sportswear entirely, very tailoring focused, silhouette orientated. It was set in a kind of warehouse with blue light. I thought it was a bit unexpected. I expected it to be a bit more of a traditional setting because having seen a few of the clothes, I expected something a little bit more traditional. But actually I was quietly relieved because that kind of firmly puts him in a specific market. We were talking about what kind of market he sees himself in, and he was like, you can wear my clothes with anything if you want to wear it with Balenciaga or whatever. So kind of didn't answer the question. So this show, I was kind of looking forward to seeing the show and seeing where I would place him competitors wise. So yes, very exciting. We're in a kind of a warehouse with blue lights and everything's glowing. There's an elevator to the left of me which sends down the first two looks of models, and these looks are very basic, but I don't mean that in a negative term. Just kind of luxury staples, basically. Long line navy coats with wide collars, and there was a male model and a female model. So this right away tells us that he's catering to both genders, but also they were in exactly the same look. Basically, they were twinning, and that also tells us that these clothes, that very little changes in them. So he's designing them for the man and then might tweak ever so slightly for the woman. But the materials are very much the same. The cut was very much the same. He showed us in the preview earlier that, wiggle waggle, that it's merely the waist that he's changing and maybe a few darts at the back of jackets. But ultimately the woman can pick up the same look as her husband, should you want to twin as well. And there won't be much difference. So there was 5 women's wear looks in the show, and I think there's about 26 looks overall. Talking about the models, the casting was a bit of a letdown, I must say. Generally speaking, it was kind of traditional senses of beautiful, or like, do you know what I mean when I say that? So no one who kind of challenges conceptions of beauty, or it was all very traditional models with kind of blonde hair, beautiful skin, and only 1 or 2 persons of colour, which I thought was really disappointing, particularly if you're a new brand and you're sending a message and you're starting out. This is kind of your first foray into the public, and I don't know if you'd want your brand, I'm trying to use my words carefully here. I basically felt very disappointed. I think in 2019 you certainly can't have two people of colour walking for your catwalk show, it's not representative, and it's doubly, I was going to say offensive, but too strong. As a debut, if it's your collection, you really need to think about these things. So that was slightly disappointing, but I'll move swiftly onto the fashion because I don't want to be too negative. Oops, sorry, wiggle waggle again. Basically, yes, as I said before, this was kind of luxury basics. So investment pieces in your wardrobe, things you might want to spend a little bit more money on, but know that you're getting really good quality and really beautiful cut. So he was saying, mentioning in the preview, that he's not kind of trying to reinvent the wheel. There's nothing of a revolution here in shape or silhouette. It's all really traditional, really beautiful cuts and colours. So lots of navy pea coats, but what makes these unique is the treatment. So the wool is British wool, on the navy pea coat specifically I'm talking about here, and they've been washed and treated, because I don't know if you know, when you put on, kind of, I'm wearing it now, that British wool gets really scratchy and irritating. They've washed it so it's lighter, but the coats are quite heavy, but the wool kind of gives a lightness to the texture. And also the lining of all the items, the jackets, the coats, was in a white kind of canvas. And so that's Aldo's new signature, is a white canvas interior. So that's really nice to kind of make your own mark. But as I say, lots of luxury staples, kind of beautiful white cotton, which again had been treated super stiff, but not hard or too firm. You could see as the models walked, there was a real stiffness to the shirts. But I felt them in the preview, and they're really soft, and the cut is beautiful, even just on the pocket. And there was almost a butteriness to them. So, and if cotton can be buttery, that the quality is really spectacular. But again, not kind of reinventing the wheel, really simple basics. I say simple, but actually the whole technique and the washing and the treatment of the clothes isn't simple at all. And also there's kind of shearling that's been treated, lots of really fun jackets, and then kind of interjections of truly Italian leopard print in trousers, again, girl and male twinning again, leopard print, red Chelsea boots, so that pop of red and the leopard really kind of affirms that this is an Italian brand. Because for a while there, you kind of get a bit, this could be British, lots of, again, with the peacoats, there's all these naval elements, and that to me feels quite British. I'm going widdly widdly again, sorry everyone. That to me feels quite British, so it was good to have these Italian little moments in there to kind of remind you that this is Italiano. But yeah, very impressive kind of cuts and tailoring. Colours are relatively neutral aside from those red pops. Material choices are what makes this collection really sing, and the treatment of everything. There's real care and precision. Slightly disappointed in the casting, but overall a really strong start, I think. I am still a little stumped about where it sits in the market, and I guess it's kind of akin to a luxury couples, or I'm just not too sure, but I have no doubt that it will do well. It's that kind of really high quality, beautifully fit, staple, beautiful. It's that kind of staple that a man would want in their wardrobe, a kind of traditional, maybe a dad or father, maybe slightly luxury in the traditional sense, and it's certainly not like a machine A, but it might work for a Matches or potentially a Selfridges. Yeah, so very impressed. Not so impressed with the casting, but very impressed with the techniques, the colourways, and the materials. And that's a wrap for Pitti. That's us done. I'm back from Milan, so I have another review tomorrow.